Good evening, trustees, staff, and members of the public who are joining us this evening of the October 7th, 2025 Public Board Meeting. Tonight we have all trustees with us here. We have Trustee Liang, Trustee Kolosowski, Trustee Cohen, Trustee Mahmood, Trustee Dr. Elizabeth Sinclair, Indigenous Trustee Dylan Big Canoe, Indigenous Student Trustee Natalia, Student Trustee Hayden, Student Trustee Jason, and Trustee McCarthy, Trustee Lin, Trustee Wright, Trustee Jenny Chen, Trustee Law, and Trustee Michael Chen. We have regrets sent from Trustee Butterworth on a school-related event this evening. This meeting is called to order, and I just want to say welcome to our public, our Federation partner, and a school is with us this evening. I would like to pass the following time to Trustee Kolosowski to provide us with the land acknowledgement. Trustee Kolosowski.
We affirm that we are all treaty people and acknowledge that the York Region District School Board is located on the lands of two treaties. These treaties have been signed with the Mississaugas of Credit First Nation and the First Nations of the Williams Treaty, who are the Mississaugas of Alderville, Curve Lake, Hiawatha, Scugog Island, and the Chippewas of Beausoleil, Rama, and Georgina Island, who is our closest neighbor and partner in education. To honor this agreement, we will take up our responsibility to be respectful of their traditions, knowledge, and inherent rights as sovereign nations. We will respect their relationship with these lands and recognize that our connection to this land is through the continued relationship with these First Nations, and we acknowledge our shared responsibility to respect and care for the land and waters for future generations.
Thank you, Trustee Kolosowski. Next, a video of students performing the Canadian National Anthem will be shared. Please stand with the chair if you are able to. Thank you. You may be seated. From our student. Yeah. Okay, start us with a good way. Thank you very much. Without objection, the agenda as written shall be adopted on our agenda package, page 1 to 3 of our agenda package. Is there any objection, trustees? Without objection, the agenda is adopted. Thank you, trustees. At this time, the chair would ask any trustee who has a direct personal interest or direct or indirect pecuniary interest in any matter being discussed by the board during this meeting to state a conflict and unmute your microphone and state a conflict and nature thereof. Seeing none, thank you very much. At this point, the chair would recognize Vice Chair McCarthy to rise and report from the private meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to rise and report the following recommendations and move their adoption without objection. That the York Region District School Board receive the confidential minutes of the September 16, 2025 Director of Education Performance Review Committee meeting for information. Number 2, that the York Region District School Board receive the confidential minutes of the September 25, 2025 Biannual Student Discipline Committee meeting for information. 3, that the York Region District School Board receive the minutes and approve the recommendations of the September 22nd, 2025 Audit Committee meeting. 4, that the York Region District School Board receive the minutes of the September 29, 2025 Governance and Board Organization Committee meeting for information. 5, that the York Region District School Board receive the minutes and approve the recommendations of the September 29, 2025 Finance Property Standing Committee meeting. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Vice Chair McCarthy, for rise and report. Without objection, the recommendation should be adopted. Is there any objection, trustees? Without objection, the recommendation are adopted. Thank you very much. Moving along, we have applause this evening. We'll move to the next agenda item. During applause, we recognize the significant achievement and contribution of students and staff at a public school board meeting. Recognition of achievement is based on criteria set out in the board awards policy. Tonight, we would like to recognize a very special individual, Huron Heights Secondary School student Amy Ivory. Before we invite Amy to the front of the room, let's watch this video that captures Amy's amazing accomplishment.
Amy Ivory, track and field.
So in the summer of 2019, Amy's mom signed her up to join the track team with York North Special Olympics Ontario. So she now does 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters, mini javelin, and running long jump.
I wasn't expecting getting this award because I just love doing track.
Special Olympics Ontario is a sport organization for individuals who have an intellectual disability, and it provides an outlet for them to find a place that they can belong, to have a social network of people to hang out with, and it provides access to sports that they traditionally may not have available to them.
I practice every day and I've been coming to every meet and trying my best.
Doesn't matter what the exercise is, she is able to accomplish it, and she does not complain while she does it. She also is a very caring teammate and helps other people on the team succeed.
It's a good exercise in that you can get ready, and if you want to like run or jump, then you can easily do that.
I think running is one of the things that she does love to do, and this provides an outlet for her to do it in a fun and social way. Good job, Amy. Keep going. You got it. You're doing amazing. Excellent. Keep going all the way through. Amy has worked hard, both mentally and physically, to be ready to compete at the provincial games.
I won gold in 400, 100, and running long jump. Silver in the 200 javelin. This summer, I'm gonna go to compete for the National Summer Games in Medicine now, Alberta, for track and field for Special Olympics.
I hope that Amy does the best that she can next year at the National Games, and I hope that she has an amazing time when she is there.
I'm looking forward to seeing everybody who's also competing.
I think that Amy has been very successful being a Special Olympic athlete. She has found a place that she belongs, is accepted for who she is, but she also is working towards becoming a better athlete.
You should try and you will have lots of fun.
That was wonderful. That was wonderful. Would Amy and your teacher, Coach Allison Rumball, please come to the center of the horseshoe, please? That was truly a wonderful video. Amy, it is not only that we have a gold and silver medalist in front of us in several track events, attending a board meeting this evening. Seeing you in your element and hearing you talk about your achievement is truly inspiring. When I'm reading the board agenda today, it brings me good tears for the work that the school board collaborative doing together. Balancing school with the hours of training and hard works that need to compete and succeed at a high level is not always easy, but you have managed to do it. We hope to hear more good news about next summer national game. Your coach and also a teacher at Regency Acre Public School, Allison Rumble, has done amazing work helping you to succeed. Thank you both for coming tonight and letting us celebrate your achievement. At this point, there's a simple yet significant award ceremony that we want to present to you and your teacher and for the school for the wonderful work. And we invite Mr. Director and our Vice Chair. Also, Amy's principal, Huron Heights Secondary School, Mr. Eric Gordon, is also here with us tonight. So are the family members, parents, and two brothers. May I also ask you to please come forward to the center of the horseshoe, a little bit closer to the chair, please. Nicer picture for everyone. I won't be on the picture anyway, but it's nicer for you to have all the nicer picture. Yes, fantastic. This is amazing. You need any other combination pictures, just the family? Okay. The teacher, thank you. Principal and the parents. Any one of you want to share a few words? I stole a vice chair line. You always want to pass the mic, right?
Yes, absolutely. Just take a moment to enjoy the experience if you're interested. Coach can say a few words if you feel comfortable. We just really appreciate all the work you've done. Thank you very much for all the work you've done. Sports holds a very dear place in my heart, and I think I appreciate everything that you do to extend it to all of our students. So thank you very, very much. Please share a few words.
Right. I've been with Special Olympics since I was in high school. It's something I've done. It's just what I do. I'm also a community class teacher, and Special Olympics is part of what I do for in the classroom. Regency Acres is hosting a sports festival in November because I said we wanted to host it. But having the opportunity to have York Region athletes and having Amy started when she was 8, 9, coming out to track, that's rare. I have 12 athletes on my track team. We go from, this year my youngest athlete was 10 and I go up to 47. Special Olympics is really, it's for any age. Yeah. So thank you very much. I appreciate that there's opportunities for individuals like Amy to be recognized by people outside of us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. This concludes tonight's very special applause. And thank you, Amy, your family, coach, administrator, for coming tonight, joining us in recognizing this amazing achievement. I wish you all the best in all your future competition on behalf of YRDSB and on behalf of to compete with everyone across Ontario. Thank you very much, Amy. All the best to you. While you're all welcome to stay for the remainder of the board, if you like, but I would assume that you have other things like watching the game. However, we recognize that this is school night and families time, so education time, educators are busy, so we'll pause the meeting briefly for anyone who would like to head out and have a very, very great evening. Thank you, Amy. Yeah, you make Huron Heights very proud. I think we have everyone but the director. Thank you. I think thank you, Mr. Director. It's very important to recognize our educators and the system, and congratulate the parents. Thank you. We'll move on. We have a few special announcements this evening. Each month, we recognize and celebrate many different variety of identities that are represented by YRDSB students and staff. With students, staff, and community members from a wide range of backgrounds in our schools and workplaces, we take pride in celebrating the board's diversity by recognizing Heritage and History Month at board meetings. At this time, I would like to pass the floor to various of my colleagues, Trustee Wright, Trustee Mahmood, Trustee Law, and Trustee Cohen, who will speak to the diversity that we recognize in the month of October. Trustee Wright.
Thank you, Chair. October is Latin American Heritage Month in Canada, a time to recognize the diverse contributions of Latin America communities. Latin heritage spans many regions globally and is celebrated through events like Hispanic Day and Day of Indigenous Resistance. At the York Region District School Board, this month is an opportunity to affirm Latin identities by highlighting the histories and achievements of Latin students and communities. Approximately 2% of York Region District School Boards students identify as Latin. To support educators in implementing identity-affirming practices during Latin Heritage Months, a Latin Identity SharePoint page is available on the board's intranet site. During this month, I invite all staff and students to explore Latin culture and learn about the history and heritage of this diverse community. On behalf of the York Region District School Board, I'm happy to recognize October as Latin Heritage Month. And I continue. This month is also 2SLGBTQ+ History Month. York Region District School Board trustees are proud to join staff in recognizing these individuals with related identities. They are valued community members who represent all nationalities, religions, and cultures. They have contributed to fields such as medicine, the arts, and social justice. This month is about recognizing those contributions and affirming identities. York Region District School Board staff and educators have been working to deepen both student and staff knowledge and affirming the diversity of these individuals. October 16th is Spirit Day, when millions will wear purple to stand against bullying and support 2SLGBTQ+ youth. It's a reminder of the importance of creating a safe and inclusive spaces in our school. Resources to support the development of inclusive learning and work environments are available on the board's intranet site. On behalf of the York Region District School Board, I'm happy to recognize and celebrate October as 2SLGBTQ+ History Month. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Trustee Wright. Trustee Mahmood.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. October is Islamic Heritage Month. The theme of this year's Islamic Heritage Month is pioneering Muslim communities in Canada, cultivating spaces for comfort, growth, and learning over time. In York Region, there is a growing Muslim community. Approximately 12% of our YRDSB students identify themselves as Muslims. Affirming and celebrating their identities in our schools is essential to the success and well-being of Muslim students. The board's Inclusive School and Community Services team has prepared many resources to support educators in implementing school and identity-affirming practices throughout Islamic Heritage Month and year-round. These materials are available on the board's intranet site. Among the resources are YRDSB's inclusive curriculum materials that highlight Muslim excellence in literature, arts, science, and more to celebrate student identities. They also have worked out opportunities with our community partners such as Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat to provide opportunities for our schools to visit an exhibition on this topic. I'm proud of the work students, staff, and educators have engaged in to affirm Muslim identities, as well as the work the board has undertaken with members of the Muslim community. I look forward to continuing this important work in future. On behalf of York District School Board, York Region District School Board, I'm happy to recognize and celebrate October as Islamic Heritage Month. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Trustee Mahmood. Trustee Law.
Thank you, Chair. This month we celebrate Korean Heritage Month. Approximately 80,000 Korean Canadians call Ontario home. Koreans began migrating to Ontario following World War II and the Korean War. For many of us, this month is an opportunity to explore the complexities of Koreans' history, experiences, and identities. In York Region, over 20,000 people identify as being of Korean ethnic or cultural heritage. Our board has been working to engage with members of the Korean community. The Indigenous and International Language Programs Department offers a Korean Heritage Language Program. It currently serves over 200 elementary and secondary students, both remotely and in person, at 2 sites across York Region. Our board also has an active network of Korean Canadian educators who work to bring together and engage Korean families in their children's education. Korean Canadians are proud of the language, their heritage, their K-pop music, as well as their contributions to the economic, political, and cultural mosaic of Ontario. On behalf of the York Region District School Board, I'm happy to recognize and celebrate Korean Heritage Month. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Trustee Law. Trustee Cohen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. October marks Hungarian Heritage Month. This month offers students, staff, and trustees the opportunity to recognize and celebrate the rich history, culture, and contributions of Hungarian Canadians. More than 350,000 Hungarian Canadians made Canada their home, many who arrived following the 1956 Hungarian uprising celebrated in Ontario. York Region is home to over 8,500 people of Hungarian heritage who have helped enrich and contribute to the vibrancy of our communities. Through classroom learning and community engagement, we can honor the history, resilience, and culture of Hungarian Canadians. On behalf of the York Region District School Board, I am proud to recognize Hungarian Heritage Month as part of our board's commitment to inclusivity and cultural celebration. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. And as a board, we are extremely proud and happy to celebrate students, staff, and community members of Hispanic, Islamic, Korean, and Hungarian heritage who are living, working, and attending school in York Region. We are also proud to stand with the 2S LGBTQ+ staff and students to join them in recognize this 2S LGBTQ+ History Month. Thank you to Trustee Wright, Trustee Mahmood, Trustee Law, Trustee Cohen for recognizing these individuals from these communities tonight. Moving along, I would like to ask if any of my colleagues' members would like to share any of the special announcement at this point. Please feel free to just raise your hand if you have anything to. Oh, Trustee Vice Chair McCarthy, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to share a very exciting event that I attended on Saturday, and that is the 75th anniversary of our treasured school called Prince Charles in Newmarket, and it was so heartwarming. I'm still smiling thinking about it. It is a community that is diverse, and it has a deep, rich history. And from the moment I arrived, I was so full of joy with all of the reuniting that I saw. Our very own Superintendent Farouk Shabar was there and greeting all of the guests and all the alumni. And he was greeted with a giant bear hug from a very joyful man who I later found out was a former colleague. And it was just really the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, with two grown men share a bear hug and one gets lifted off the ground. It really speaks to at least a centimeter off the ground, I would say. And it just really speaks to the joy. And that wasn't the only beautiful sign of connection that I saw. There were, I would say, 10s, 20, 30 beautiful hugs like that. And I say this because school is just brick and mortar, really. And what makes a school a very special place of a community are the people. And that includes the teachers, the principals, the VPs, every single person in there. And of course, the students, the families, and I was sure to tell everyone that it's because of them the community is the way it is. And it's a really treasured community. The chair of the school council is a very treasured part of that community. She worked, and her team worked very hard to compile artifacts dating back to the 1950s of that school, its first day opening, the photos working with the museum team who were amazing. So it was just really, really heartwarming, Mr. Chair, and just a friendly reminder to all of us here that the brick and mortar is great and somebody has to pay for it, but what's most important and most treasured are the people that are there, and that's why we're here doing what we do, is to make sure that we can make everything as enjoyable as it can be for them so they can continue to build memories and legacy. And I told them that I'd see them at the 100th anniversary, so I have to stay in shape so I can make it to that. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Vice Chair McCarthy. Very sweet and nice sharing, and congratulations for your school 75th. And please reach out to our YRDSB Archive Museum, and we can definitely make some good collaboration together. Thank you so much. Any other trustee have any? Okay, wow, we have a race now. Good. I see Trustee Kolosowski and then Trustee Law.
Thank you, Chair Lynn. Just wanted to share some of the great events I was able to attend in and around my community in Richmond Hill in recent weeks. Firstly, most recently, the Mid-Autumn Festival held just next door in the First Marketplace Mall was a great way to honor that. It's also great to join the Aurora Cultural Center for the Day of Truth and Reconciliation. It was also great to take part in the One Heartbeat March in Richmond Hill, as well as the Richmond Hill Board of Trade with their AGM, which was held just a few weeks ago, actually. And actually, it was just this weekend that the Aurora War Memorial held its 100th anniversary. So that was a great event to attend, and I mean the list goes on, but just great to be able to be building partnerships with some of these organizations. Another one was the TRCAA, which I know already works closely with the York Region District School Board. So anything we can do to establish closer relationships with groups in our community and find common ground, it's always a great thing to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Kolosowski. A lot of great work in our community. Thank you for sharing that. Trustee Law.
Yes, thank you, Chair. I just want to share with everyone. We were very fortunate. I think myself, Mr. Director, Mr. Chair, we were invited to Unionville Public School to join their Terry Fox Run. It was a great success. And I'd love just like to give a shout out to all the schools, all the teachers, and all the families and students that support Terry Fox Run. It's a really, really meaningful event, and I hope we all as a community continue to support that. And next year, I'm going to make sure the chair bring his running shoes. He has a suit on running around. So thank you, Chair.
No, Trustee Law, that was a very, very great event, and the principal truly put out a full school team, especially with the younger kiddo. This is just amazing. They're excited, and my son from his secondary school just have his last Friday, and he joined as well. So the Terry Fox one is really a true Canadian value that we continue to cultivate and share that perseverance. So thank you for sharing that. Any other trustee have any story to share? Okay, I will share on behalf of myself and Trustee Wright. Last week at Aurora, we are very, very proud with the Aurora Mayor, Maracas, together with the Aurora lacrosse female lacrosse team called the Sunbirds, Redbirds, yes, that's right. And we're opening the first turf field right next to the new G.W. Williams. It is an amazing, world-class facility with the collaboration of the town of Aurora, YRDSB, and with the support of funding from Ministry of Education. This is truly a world-class turf field. We have a lot of fun there. We have the girls lacrosse team doing their practice after the opening ceremony, and we witnessed some great collaboration between municipality and ministry. Myself, Mr. Director, and some communication team joined us together on this very great event. I just want to share that this is good work together done by our community and our planning staff. So just want to share that good work together. Thank you very much. So we will move on for student trustee report. At this time, it is my pleasure to invite our student trustee Jason, student trustee Hayden, and Natalia, Indigenous student trustee, to provide their monthly board report. Please go ahead.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, director, trustees, staff, students, and members of the public. This past month was a strong continuation of both student advocacy and involvement in the school community. As the school year begins, student council elections are already underway across all secondary schools at the York Region District School Board. These elections are an exciting opportunity for students to take a leadership role within their school communities. I want to extend my gratitude to students who were and are willing to put their name forward for the democratic process. We're also incredibly thankful for the staff who put the work into running student council elections. I'm quite sure that it is not easy to have week-long election periods with over 1,500 electors and sometimes over 30 candidates. So we're incredibly thankful for their work. Throughout the year, if student council members ever need advice or guidance or resources, the York Region President's Council and the student trustees are always here to help. Furthermore, in September and October, student councils either held elections for their entire council or just their grade 9 representatives. Either way, we are excited to host their student council representatives later this month at the York Region President's Council meeting.
Thank you, Hayden. So, building on the focus of student engagement, we and the YRPC successfully hosted our first General Assembly GA of the year at Bayview Secondary School. The turnout was truly exceptional, with well over 80 students joining us both in person and online, which clearly demonstrates the genuine passion our students have to contribute to conversations that affect the entire district. During the assembly, we centered our discussion on the real barriers students face moving through high school and into post-secondary life. Students emphasized problems such as inaccessibility and generalization of information. On one hand, students feel that there is no centralized place to find opportunities, often resulting in them having trouble just finding opportunities and not knowing where to start, with volunteering or extracurriculars. On the other hand, the post-secondary resources that they do find are often too generalized, meaning the guidance is often a one-size-fits-all approach that does not apply to and consider all of the unique factors in a student's case. Beyond academics, there is a significant gap in practical life skills. Students were vocal about not being prepared for independence, specifically pointing out the crucial need for practical knowledge on matters like taxes and housing after graduation. This year, YRPC also experimented with a new format. Instead of 2 traditional discussion sessions, we introduced a skill-building portion, and students participated in a collaborative Marshmallow Tower Challenge, which successfully built crucial skills like problem-solving and team collaboration in a hands-on setting. The response to the GA has been overwhelmingly positive. In fact, one grade 12 student told us this was the best GA they've attended, and they've been to every single one since grade 9. This success sets a great tone for the year ahead as we continue, alongside YRPC, to bring the diverse and detailed concerns of our student leaders directly to the board. Thank you.
Reflecting on September, I feel the most important day was September 30th, which honored the legacy of Indian residential school survivors and the children who did not make it home. Not only was I honored to provide support in raising the Every Child Matters flag at our Central Board office location in Aurora, but I was also given the opportunity to share my personal story of 3 generations within my family who were also impacted by Indian residential schools. A personal perspective provided a greater impact of our family's direct Indian residential school experience. This was delivered at the flag-raising ceremony to convey a strong understanding of the importance of the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. Communications are so critical, and the effort is greatly appreciated through the YRDSB social media release, which promotes a strong understanding of the 94 Truth and Reconciliation calls to action and Orange Shirt Day. I then provided an interview for a communication release to be shared through the YRDSB media outlets, including Instagram. This interview profiled the importance of truth and reconciliation ideas in engaging with and mirroring the resilience of Indigenous peoples. As reconciliation addresses the impacts of loss of culture and language, it was meaningful to have engaged alongside Indigenous students and their families in celebrating cultural activities. We, First Nations, Métis, and Inuit students, along with our families, had the opportunity to host a sharing circle together at the Minot-Bemadzwin cultural event, where we reflected on Orange Shirt Day. This was followed by a cultural activity where we worked on beading orange shirt pins and concluded with a positive reflection circle that closed the gathering. A positive highlight of September 2025 was a site visit to Pickering College. We benefited from the orientation and tour, which highlighted academic opportunities and the excellent facilities. It was empowering to have a facilitated discussion around elevating aspirations for Indigenous advancement and community development. The personal conversations I had one-on-one with the students were supportive in identifying recommendations that addressed real experiences they conveyed. Topics included cyberbullying, drug crisis in our region and within our country, and the history of multi-generational trauma stemming from Indian residential schools. Although September was heavy with truth and reconciliation calls to action and Orange Shirt Day content related to Indian residential schools, I am grateful, as I believe other Indigenous students are as well, for the healing that came from benefiting from the heightened awareness and engagement we created, which also provided opportunities for healing. Overall, September has been an eventful month filled with many learning opportunities and cultural engagement within the board. This concludes our student trustee report. We thank the trustee services team for their support and staff members for their contributions to acknowledging student achievements and recent cultural and national dates. We welcome all questions and comments. Thank you, Chimigwech, for your patience and attention.
Thank you very much, Natalia, Hayden, and Jason, for your continued advocacy on behalf of our student, and especially for sharing all the work that the Indigenous community and the student to able to uplift the action on the TRC. It is very meaningful, and I just, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, thank you for the work. The bridge with YLPC, the bridge with all the 33 high school and all our elementary school, please continue that great work and bring any idea to us through the trustee services. Thank you, Jason, Hayden, and Indigenous Student Trustee Natalia. Thank you. Moving along, we will have OPSPA public report. The chair would like to recognize Trustee Mahmood to provide the OPSPA report. Trustee Mahmood, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll briefly give you a report. So, Board of Trustees for OPSPA met on September 26th and 27th in Toronto. During this meeting, a significant time was spent on a discussion which was undertaken by the members on the proposed reorganization structure for OPSPA, Board of Directors, and the further discussions are going to be following into the regional meetings of the trustees. The Board of Directors also gathered for a photo op on a Friday night meeting session, after the meeting session, to honor and recognize the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. Our Indigenous Trustee Council of OPSBA, they have changed their name to better reflect and honor the identities of students and communities it serves. The advisory group, which used to be called Indigenous Trustee Council, now be known as the First Nation Inuit and Métis Trustees Council, which is FNIMTC. OPSBA's website and members area has been updated accordingly to reflect these changes. Just to share that in the 25-26 school year, there were 25 boards submitted their budget, which is a deficit budget, to the ministry. 9 of them were being for the public school boards. So those budgets that require approval have not yet received their approval, and as it is still going through the Ministry of Education process to follow their budgets. The BTC, which is Black Trustees Caucus, met the Minister of Education, Paul Karandra, as part of their meeting on August 21st. Trustees appreciate the opportunity to talk through the different various points they wanted to bring up to the table. I forgot to mention that our FNIMTC also have an opportunity to meet the Minister of Education, Paul Karandra, on August 21st, and they were able to bring the topics like re-establishment of an advisory ministers table for Indigenous education, advancement of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission calls to action, funding for Indigenous education, and other emerging priorities such as Jordan's principle. So they had that opportunity to discuss with that. Mr. Chair, now on upcoming events, trustees will have their fall regional council meeting on November 1st. And I stated that most of the time will be spent on proposed reorganization structure for OPSBA, which will go back to the Board of Directors for approval. And last but not least, a local government week is being celebrated from October 20th to 24th, during which all the trustees are encouraged to take advantage of this and take any member of the local council, maybe mayor or any local councillor, to any of the schools to discuss how the structure of the local government is during that week. And that is it for my report. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Trustee Mahmood, and for the report. I particularly appreciate the fact that during the month of September, the OPSBA have put additional effort on advocating on behalf of our Indigenous community. And with the name changes, it could be more appropriate to reflect the work done collectively for our First Nation colleagues. That is very, very appropriately, and our student. And just want to reminder for our colleagues here, did you say October 20th to 24th is the local government week? So I am encouraging all of my colleagues here to arrange with our field superintendent to have some school visit to share the good work that we continue to do as a district school board together. Thank you so much. And November 1st is our regional board meeting for East. Thank you so much. I'm just making some notes there. I appreciate that. Thank you, Trustee Mahmood, and also our second board of director, Trustee Dr. Sinclair as well. Moving along, we will move to Director's Information Report. Mr. Director, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you for the opportunity to share some of the events and ongoing work across the system. I'd like to take a moment and recognize the incredible work of staff throughout the month of September as we launch the 2025-2026 school year in remarkable fashion, and how our students are off to a wonderful, successful year here in 25-26. And it's a huge task that takes place to get the year started, and appreciate all the extra efforts that staff put in to make that successful transition for our students. The opportunity to hear trustees share some of the events across the system that they've attended and some of their reflections certainly is heartwarming. In this time and era when promoting confidence in public education is an ongoing task for all of us to hear the stories of Prince Charles's 75th anniversary celebration and the joy in the staff and the students and the community that they come together and celebrate their experiences in public school. To honor our applause recipient here this evening and see the efforts of staff and Special Olympics and that collaboration in community, to hear around reflections of the Terry Fox events that have taken place across the system, and then the ongoing community collaborations that take place, is the strength of public education. And as Vice Chair McCarthy, you shared, it's not just bricks and mortar. Bricks and mortar is where it happens on the inside, but it's the heart that makes it all happen. And the York Region District School Board staff have a huge heart and show a culture of care each and every day. And it's wonderful to hear these reflections, and nice to celebrate, what the student experience is in public education. So thank you for that. We also, in October, the York Region District School Board recognizes Learning Disability Awareness Month and celebrates the ongoing interdepartmental collaboration and professional learning that builds system capacity, supporting staff in understanding how processing affects learning helps to continue shifting the narrative and recognizing abilities and amplifying voices, as we saw here tonight in applause. With the school startup, of course, our fall early reading screening program is underway for year 2 kindergartens, grade 1 and grade 2 students, and our primary literacy teachers are in every elementary school with primary students. They continue to work directly with primary classes, providing interventions for students who require additional supports in the important and critical foundational literacy skills. These educators have participated in the first of a series of networked learning already, where they work with team members from curriculum and instructional services and student services to refine instructional practices and explore innovative evidence-based strategies responsive to early screening and diagnostic assessment results. Yes, we are already talking about grade 8 open houses, as we already forecast building the ramp for our grade 8 students to transition to our secondary schools. And we know how important it is, and we want to make sure that we are sharing what a wonderful student experience we have in the York Region District School Board in our secondary schools. And our schools have launched their grade 8 information nights for grade 8 students and families. Open houses are an opportunity for schools to share information about school programming, showcase, of course, their facilities, and promote the extracurricular activities like teams and clubs that we've been speaking of here this evening. And students and families from outside York Region are welcome to attend these sessions as well. Information nights, dates, including those for specialized programs such as regional secondary, specialized arts programs, the high performance athlete program, are posted on the board website and available. The International Baccalaureate Information Night, students interested in pursuing a secondary program focused on international education that incorporates intercultural understanding are invited to attend an International Baccalaureate Program information session on October the 16th. Information sessions will be held at each of the 5 secondary schools offering the IB program here in the YRDSB. They include Alexander Mackenzie High School, Bayview Secondary School, Dr. G.W. Williams Secondary School, Maple High School, and Milliken Mills High School. And more information is available on the board website, and please share that with any community members that are interested. It was a glorious celebration with the Chippewas of Georgina Island sharing the powwow. Sutton District High School was the site of the annual Chippewas of Georgina Island powwow. September 27th and 28th event was a celebration of Indigenous culture, featuring traditional drumming, dancing, and singing. The powwow was attended by YRDSB students, families, and staff, along with community, and offered attendees a unique opportunity to learn about the history and traditions of the Chippewas of Georgina Island First Nation. The Chippewas of Georgina Island First Nation are highly valued and respected partners of the York Region District School Board. Trustee Big Canoe was in attendance, and we are so proud of our partnership. The learning opportunity strengthens our relationship and the board's commitment to truth and reconciliation, and is highly anticipated every year. And the turnout this year was spectacular. There were crowds on both days that we were thrilled with, and thank you to staff who went into the evening and many hours on the weekend to contribute in that collaboration. And thank you very much to the Chippewas of Georgina for a wonderful celebration and sharing that with us and the opportunity at Sutton District High School. Student trustee Natalia Pitawanakwat captured some of my comments here, but I want to share some reflection in regard to National Day for Truth and Reconciliation and Orange Shirt Day and our flag raising. The York Region District School Board recognized National Day for Truth and Reconciliation and Orange Shirt Day, and we shared in a flag raising at EC Aurora here on September 22nd. We were thrilled that Indigenous student trustee Natalia could join us and raise the flag for us and with us, and brought her own reflections while reminding staff of the ongoing work of truth, healing, and reconciliation. On September 25th, as student trustee Natalia had shared, the First Nations, Inuit, and Métis education team invited self-identified students, families, and staff for an evening gathering to build connections and learn about supports and services available to families. Attendees created an Orange Shirt Day pin and engaged in teachings with a knowledge holder. And it's through events like these, flag raising and wearing orange shirts, that the York Region District School Board across our system demonstrates and reaffirms its commitment to inclusive and respectful spaces where Indigenous voices and experiences are honored and valued. And I want to specifically thank student trustee Natalia Pitawanakwat for working with our communications team in sharing your voice on behalf of everyone in regards to developing a video to share truth and reconciliation and healing. And thank you very much for sharing, and that influence across our system is incredibly strong. And on behalf of all of us, thank you for that. We have the opportunity throughout the year to recognize staff on. Mr. Chair, I'm going to defer to Trustee Big Canoe for a moment. Thank you, and my comments.
Go ahead, Trustee Big Canoe.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, Director Bill. Just for those of you who don't know, previous Indigenous trustee Lori Hogue does our powwow every year, and she does a phenomenal job, so I just wanted to acknowledge that. Miigwech.
Thank you, Trustee Big Canoe, for acknowledging former trustee Lori Hoeg, because she does. She puts her heart and soul into the event and spends countless hours in organizing and working through all kinds of organizational, operational matters to make it all come together, and does a magnificent job. So thank you very much. I'm sorry I forgot. Well done. Thank you for that shout out. Really appreciate that. Thank you. It is another opportunity throughout the year we get to recognize our staff members across the system in a number of ways. And on October 2nd, we had the opportunity to recognize National Custodial Workers Day. Our facility staff do an incredible job, as we know, day in, day out, working to make sure that we have the best facilities available for our students and staff. And significant contributions from our dedicated caretaking staff. And caretakers are essential to the maintenance, cleanliness, and safety of our over 220 schools, offices, and properties across the board. And their work ensures that students, staff, and community groups have welcoming and well-maintained learning and working and social environments. And we thank our caretaking teams and our facility staff across our system for their work each and every day, but specifically on October the 2nd, we were able to recognize that. This year, World Teacher Day was on October the 5th, which wasn't a school day, but we were able to recognize our teachers, and it was once again demonstrated here in the boardroom tonight at the applause in regard to the extra effort that staff go above and beyond to contribute to the student life experience of our students each and every day. And in honor of this day, the York Region District School Board recognized the work and professionalism of our over 8,000 dedicated teachers across our system, and their efforts to support the achievement and well-being of our York Region District School Board students each and every day, demonstrating a culture of care for our students in so many ways is appreciated every day. But it's great that on October the 5th, it's acknowledged across the globe and the world. So thank you for that. And upcoming is the opportunity to acknowledge our designated Early Childhood Educators Day on October the 21st. Our DECs play an important part in creating safe, engaging, and playful environments for our youngest learners, where York Region District School Board's kindergarten students learn and grow, and they bring a unique lens to the classroom, one focused on early childhood development as they work alongside our kindergarten teachers, monitoring and responding to each child's development needs, and their work is truly appreciated by staff, students, and families in the lives of their students that they serve and their families that they support on a daily basis. But specifically on October 21st, we get the opportunity to recognize that. And upcoming, although we're talking about thanking staff for the school startup, once it starts, it goes rapidly. And here we are at Thanksgiving. And so all schools and offices will be closed on Monday, October 13th for the Thanksgiving holiday. And on behalf of the entire system across the York Region District School Board who observe this holiday, we wish a safe and enjoyable Thanksgiving weekend with loved ones, and look forward to a celebration. And Mr. Chair, that concludes my report of things taking place across the system. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Director. Truly, it's a lot of operational peace happening throughout our entire system. Just want to echo the Thanksgiving to all of our custodial worker, our teachers that day in and day out. Having been to attending the annual retirement dinner with my colleagues is truly showing the work, how much we appreciate the system on every staff level that are contributing to our student success, student well-being, and inclusive education. So thank you for that. This year, unfortunately, I was not able to attend on the powwow. Thank you, Trustee Big Canoe and Student Trustee Natalia for the great work, and also to our former Trustee Lori, which is a great mentor, great friends of ours, and we truly appreciate all the wonderful work. I think it is a good sentiment to entering the Thanksgiving that we collectively, as a system, showing appreciation to each other in our school, in our department, so that we can continue to uplift our public education very, very strongly. So thank you very much, Mr. Director, for all your operational update. We will be moving along to some routine minutes from a few board meetings and some advisory. The minutes of the September 9th board public session meeting found on page 13 to 17 of the agenda package have been distributed, page 13 to 17. Are there any corrections to the minutes from the September 9th? I will just give a brief moment for colleagues to take a brief look at the minutes from page 13 to page 17. As there are no corrections, the minutes are approved as presented. Thank you very much, trustees. Moving along to agenda item number 13, routine presentation of the minutes, including on page 19 to 97, we have 5 standing committees over the past month, and included are the minutes package for trustee information. This routine recommendation are here for our approval as one consent motion. We have a policy and bylaw September the 9th, learning and equity, well-being standing September the 16th, audit committee September 22nd, governance board organization committee September 29th, and finance and property standing committee September 29th. I just also want to take the opportunity to thank you all the trustee members who are sitting in the standing committee on our various role that we are playing in. I just want to give a brief highlight for some of the trustee members that is not in certain of the committee. I just want to highlight on the learning equity on September 16th. I want to give thanks for all the staff for providing trustee and the public a great summer program overview. It is truly very, very eye-opening for the amount of choices and varieties that we provide to all of our student group. It is a great display of the from student services, curriculum, and ISCS. And I just want to ensure that the public is aware that there are a lot of works going into our day in, day out, and including the summer that we do not stop. So I just want to highlight that. And I also want to highlight on the finance and property, we continue to advocate for new buildings, school spaces available for our students. That when we have pockets of needs that is growing, our finance and property team continue to advocate with the ministry to ensure that all of our students are able to get into a school to their needs. And those are some of the to highlight that I'm just thinking back to the standing committee minutes that I am reflecting. And I just want to say thank you to staff and all the standing chair, Trustee Liang, Trustee Michael Chen, and Trustee Butterworth for leading the standing committee. Thank you very much. So this routine recommendation are here for our approval as one consent motion. Without objection, the recommendation shall be adopted. Are there any objections, trustee? Hearing and seeing none, thank you very much. This is approved. Moving along, we have 2 advisory committee, page 99 to 109. We have September the 4th from SEAC and September the 18th from PIAC. We are in receipt of this minute for information. Every month, or every other month for some of the advisory committee, there are staff presentation, and those are always good information for us and for the public to be able to review so that they could get the best out of our different advisory committee, including the special education, parent engagement, and equity and inclusivity advisory committee. So thank you very much, staff, for that. There's no new business directly arise. Meeting of the next meeting and events list on page 112 to 111 to 112 are all the upcoming meetings for our information and for the public information as well. This concludes tonight's agenda. Thank you to all trustees, staff, members of the public attending our board meeting. As there's no further business, this meeting is adjourned. Have a great evening. Thank you.